back. So, I know I haven't uploaded a video in a while. Uh, it's definitely been a uh, extensive period of time. Uh, I just kind of, I lost taste for the whole YouTube stuff for a while, and for no particular reason. I just didn't feel it anymore, and I got a lot planned going on, and I've built a bigger, platform on things like Instagram and stuff like that. So if you follow me there, I definitely got a lot of plans in the works. Um, and I guess we're just gonna get into that and let you guys know about where things are progressing for the possibility of the future of this channel. The possibility, there's always a chance I could lose interest again. So nothing stays as a permanent, this is happening. But anyway, let's just get into the plans. So if you follow my Instagram, you're probably familiar with some of these pictures. And, uh, one that I don't think I've shared, but I'll go back and check. And again, I'm not sure, is this one. And basically, one of the biggest things I'm working on right now is I have put together plans to build the Batcave project that I wanted to do so long ago. Actually, that was back when I was living in a shed. So, that's, you'll notice a lot of the pictures and stuff that I posted from that era are from the shed. But the original plans I drew up was going to be more hand built, like a shadow box, something like this. And I didn't have the space for it. And I moved on to better plans, which we're going to get into here in a second. But know that those original plans, hopefully one day I can build something that big, but it's not gonna be anytime soon. And I had this whole Batwing 3D printed and stuff to match it, and actually I have it up here, the original Lego Batwing. Actually, this is a knockoff version of it, but same diff. Um, anyway, so I guess now we'll move on to the new plans here in a second, and we will just get straight on into it. I'll explain how stuff is going to work, and I'll even show you some of the stuff I already have for it. And yeah, let's get into that here in a second. Alright, so for this new Batcave project, here are the current plans I have. And not all of it is going to be completely accurate to scale for that picture, and none of it's going to look exactly like that because I'm just not that good. Let's just be real here. And the fourth level up here with Wayne Manor, I'm not exactly entirely sure if I'm going to do that because it is something where I'm still just testing the waters and seeing if I could find stuff to actually work for it. Funny enough, the original plan for this came because I was looking at a dollhouse. Yeah, but basically I've been putting together some stuff for it. I still need to get what I'm going to build it off of, basically. It's going to be this display case, or at least one to a similar size and effect. The reason I said that is the one I'm looking at on Amazon, there's only 7 of them left. I was going to buy it last week. It was the first thing I was going to buy, but I decided not to because it was just a lot to spend at once. I didn't have enough money left over from it for other things I needed to do and wanted to do, so that's gonna be the next thing I get for the whole cave thing, the next big thing. I'm gonna get some more small things, and one of them I'm gonna get into here in a second because I'm actually gonna get more of this item. But yeah, basically let's just get into all the stuff I've already got and what I'm going to get. So basically in front of you, what we have here are it's a set of figures that are meant to be part of this Batcave project. I guess we'll just go through them. So this one is a custom that I made a couple weeks ago. It's not really based on anything. It's just kind of like a throw together I did. And I've debated on if I want to be the Batman that's mainly displayed in the cave, or if I want to be an alternate suit that I put in there. Here, this one I just made earlier today, and it is a very interesting figure. It's actually a version of the Glide suit from the first Lego Batman game. It's not very well made. I'm not a very good customizer. But yeah, that's what this one is. It's a combination of the Gold Label Arkham City torso, the regular Arkham City head, and the Hush legs with a modified Arkham City trunks to fit the Hush belt. And those wings do come off, but they're really loose in there, and I don't want to pull them out right now and, all that. Here we have a Batman that should look a little familiar if you follow my Instagram, but if you don't, this is actually a Batman I made based off of my original design for the character. The only difference between this and the original design is that this one doesn't have purple gloves over the claws, but it has the pouch. Oh, it also doesn't have the silver boots. He did originally, but they're actually on a different figure, which I'll get to in a second now. And I didn't switch out the cape from the wired cloth cape to this one. It's a Thomas Wayne Batman cape. It's not my best work, but it's a pretty solid figure. It's going to be on a display case, and it's not going to be a main display figure. It's just mainly going to be for extra suits to keep around. And here is the Arkham Knight Batman with the face taken out and the belt swapped and the cape removed. This is just going to be a random extra that I have thrown in there, and if people recognize it, they do. If they don't, they don't, and here we have Batman Beyond. This is the figure where I moved the boots onto from him originally, the original right there, based off my own design. And this Batman Beyond costume has been through it, I tell you. This is the chest piece from the original Batman Beyond, along with the head. The arms are also from the original Batman Beyond, but the hands are from Jim Gordon Batman, which I had more, but I don't know what happened to them. They got lost. This lower torso is the Jim Gordon Batman. The crotch piece is the Batman Beyond, and the paint started rubbing off over time. I've thought about repainting it, but I really don't care that much. The legs are the Jim Gordon Batman, but the feet and ankles, I think the ankles, maybe the ankles are the Jim Gordon Batman, I don't remember, but the feet are from the Batman Superman Fusion character, and I painted them black and put the silver boots on them. That's where the original custom back here, based off my own design, the head came from, is from that figure. And okay, over here we have my custom Tim Drake Robin, very solid figure, built off of the Carrie Kelly Batman, The Dark Knight Returns body, the Damian Wayne legs, repainted of course. I bought the fists from the Jokerized Dick Grayson because the regular Dick Grayson is way too expensive. The collar comes from the Carrie Kelly Robin cape. The cape itself comes from the Batman Forever Robin, and the head is Damian Wayne, and the hair is Kyle Rayner. It was a massive project that took me a while to do because I just didn't know where I wanted to take it. Now this guy, I thought about filming a whole video for him. This is my always in the works definitive Batman, built off of the Hush body with a modified Hush neck joint to allow for head swapping. Right now he is sporting the No Man's Land head, and the arms, I cut off the spikes and drilled in holes and used Lego claw pieces, and the belt right now is switched out for the No Man's Land one as well. Other than the head, the forearms, and the belt, it's completely stock Hush, black and gray. It is using a combination of the parts from the solo release and of the release in the 2-pack, so that might be why the grays are a little different. I thought they were exactly the same but looking at them under the harsh lighting of the camera, I can now see that they are in fact different, but it's not as noticeable in person, so it doesn't bug me as much. But I just thought I'd mention that because I figured somebody would if I didn't. Now to get into some things like trophies, because, well, first we're going to start with this, because I have it sitting right next to me. This is the Batman and Robin Batmobile, made by McFarlane Toys. It's got the lights and everything. But I did go ahead and add a canopy onto it. It's just a piece of plastic that I spray painted black once I put it in there. I need to hit the whole thing with either a matte coat, which I'm thinking about doing more, and then the alternative, which is a gloss coat, because I have the matte coat right here, and it's why it's kind of like rough here looking, and then it like transition into the glossiness. And I really don't like the glossiness to begin with, but I just don't know what else I'd do with it. Like, because I guess I could hit it with a gloss coat, but I'm not sure about it. If you have ideas, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna put it back up here on the shelf real quick. There we go. All right, now to get into the actual trophies, like I mentioned. So starting off small, and what was the most disappointing, I got this deck of cards, so that way I could get a Joker card. The giant Joker card in the Batcave. I opened this deck of cards, originally thinking I'd find a Joker card in here. Then I started coming through them, nothing. No Joker card at all. So they were kind of disappointing. I'm like, I kind of wasted money on these. Like, I can't use cards. But then I remembered that in Batman Beyond, the show, the Royal Flush Gang flew around on flying playing cards. So, these aren't entirely useless after all. I still need to find a Joker card, though. I do need to do that. And then we got this. It's a cake board. It's kind of gold. I found it at Walmart on last Friday, I think, and I was looking for something for the giant coin, the penny, and this is the best I can come up with that is going to be cost affordable right now. Because I don't know about you, but I don't feel like paying $100 for a 3D printed penny. Yeah, no, it's not worth that much, And this just came in the mail the other day. And it's easily, to tell the story, it's one of my biggest regrets. So I'm going to cut to the next one. I saw it in Walmart one day. I had the money for it. I was like, do I really want to get this though? Because it's $50 and I have the money for it, but it fit into the budget that they do for figures. I have a budget that I spend for figures and stuff, and it fit in the budget. The only problem at the time was I wasn't even sure if I was still going to be doing this project, so I was like, I'm going to pass on it today. When I eventually decided to get back on the project for the Batcave, I went back to go acquire this item, and it was gone. And it was my biggest regret for like a month and a half. Now, that biggest regret has moved on to canceling my order for the Hot Toys Wolverine. I was on my last payment, and I canceled it because I was like, I want to see some reviews first. Knowing damn well I still end up liking the reviews and wanting to buy the figure. Yeah, that is now my biggest regret, like, of all time right now, in terms of action figures, But anyway, this item that I missed out on, I got it. And I got it on Wednesday, and it is amazing. And I'm just gonna pull it out real quick. It's big. This, my friends, is the Jurassic World Rebirth Colossal T-Rex, and I was debating on getting it for this project for the Batcave because originally the display case I was looking at was this one as opposed to this one. And this one, it's big. but it's not big enough to fit the 40-inch long colossal T-Rex, which is the only T-Rex I found that is affordable for the scale that I need it at. It is the only one that is in scale with action figures such as McFarlane and even to an extent Marvel Legends and stuff like that. And that thing has haunted me because I never got it. And I was struggling to find a display case big enough for it. I could make the space for it, but I just couldn't find something big enough for it. I have the space. It's right over here sitting in this little corner right here. It's on a box right now. That's actually the box it came in, and this is the area where the Batcave itself is going to go. The actual, display case. And I finally found a display case that was big enough for it. It's 45 inches wide. I have the space for it, and it's going to leave plenty of, extra space to, put other trophies and stuff in there. Originally, in this plan right here, the original plans for the cave that I'm doing now, I had the smaller one that was, electronic, and it made noises, but it was also $50, but it's, twice as small as this one, and it just didn't feel worth the money to find something that could fit into this display case, the smaller one. So when I found this display case, the bigger one, I was like, I can't pass that up. And so I got the T-Rex, and I found multiple places to buy the second display case, but I'm just really hoping I can get the one I found on Amazon, because one part of me is always about reviews and stuff. I don't like doing anything if I can't see a review with pictures and stuff, and that's the only one I found with pictures and reviews. But rest assured, the future ahead of us it's mapped out, but it is also still uncertain. One big thing I want to stress with this is something I've had to discuss with people, and I've come to the realization of how the human brain actually works around this, and sometimes you just lose interest in stuff, and it's not necessarily anyone's fault or your fault or that you just don't want to do anything. You just lose steam and you lose your drive to do things. And I'm going to try my best to not let that happen this time. But I'm not perfect. I'm only human. I dropped the whole YouTube stuff for years because I went to a kind of deep-seated depression that I don't want to really get into right now, but a lot of my old YouTube videos I made in my grandmother's apartment, and that kind of gets into where everything kind of went wrong, why I had such a fatigue with making YouTube videos. But I really wanted to get back in here and start doing this again, because at the end of the day, I do want to get stuff out there. I want to show people how they can express their creativity and put aside how stressful the world can be, how downing it can feel sometimes. And I know it's deep for a YouTube video about me showing off a T-Rex to go in my Batcave that I'm going to build, but deep conversations aren't something that happens a lot, and I feel like it needs to be said that this is somewhere that should be an escape. This is somewhere that you can go to feel free. Anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap up with that. I'm not sure how long this video is at this point. I filmed a couple videos that I'm going to edit together, and I'm going to try and get an intro put together as well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Stay up to date with my content. Hopefully they won't be as far and few between as they have been in past years. But thank you all for tuning in, and stay happy, stay safe, and remember, this is a quote that I'm pulling from, I don't even remember which YouTube. I'll put it here if I remember. You gotta get old, but you don't have to grow up. See you guys later.